Hello, I am Aiga Udre from Latvian Association of Psychodrama and Sociometry for the professionals. And we are doing these talks with psychodramatists all over the world, and psychodramatists who have contributed or, well, been in Latvia. And that's why I'm so happy today that I have a talk with Mark Treadwell, who's I think made very big contribution in Latvia in training Latvian psychodramatists. And I'm happy to meet you, Mark, because you are some kind of star in Latvia. And this is my first time when I see you. So I'm really happy to meet you today.
Thank you. I don't think I'm a star with everybody.
Well,
you can't be a star with everybody.
Yeah, but I met some students of yours, and yeah. I'm in a CP studies right now with one of your students. So I'm quite heard a lot about you, and I get this that they are like your groupies, your fans, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Who are Mark Treadwell? Can you a little introduce yourself today?
Well, my name is Mark Treadwell. I come from New York City, but that was a long time ago. Now I live in Cologne, Germany, and I've been doing psychodrama since 1976 in New York. And then, now I live in Germany, I think, and I'm 72 years old. That's enough.
Yeah. Okay.
You can ask me whatever you want.
Yeah, okay. Let's start with New York and psychodrama. How do you met psychodrama?
I met psychodrama through my relationship with Daggis Blomkvist, and we were together for 35 years, I think. And he took me to he was a Swedish guy. He came to New York to open a psychodrama institute, and he took me to that on Columbus Institute in New York. And there I had my very first psychodrama about Daggis not allowing me to have a Christmas tree in my apartment. So I had to scramble and scream and yell and everything, and I finally got my Christmas tree after that psychodrama. And that's when I fell in love with psychodrama.
Okay. Wow. Thank you for sharing this. And what's next? Have you started to training in psychodrama? Do you thought about doing it professionally too, or it's just for you?
Well, first of all, Daggis and I became lovers, and we were in and out of New York for the first year. Daggis had to go back to Sweden a lot, and I stayed in New York. But then after 2 times, I said, you can never leave me in New York alone again. If you go back to Sweden, you have to take me with you. So he did. So then after about a year, we moved to Sweden, to Malmö, and I kept my apartment in New York so we could have that for some years. But we lived in Malmö for about a year. And at that point, I started studying. And then we moved to Cologne. And Daggis started working in Germany. And I was just staying home. And I started doing my psychodrama studies in England. in Devon, England, with Marcia Karp.
Okay. And yeah, how was your studies? Can you tell more about it? How it was for you to study psychodrama?
It was really good. I first studied theater in the university, and then I went on to get my master's degree in psychology. And Daggis and I, when we first started working together, we studied a lot of C.G. Jung and surrealism and Dada. And so psychodrama fit in with this whole theater and the expressive arts and everything. And so that fit in very well.
Yeah. And then somehow, how did this surrealistic psychodrama started? You said right now the surrealists and everything. So I have this book here.
That's good. That's good. There you have basically the whole information.
Yeah.
But it started in somewhere. Well, the first big moment of surrealistic psychodrama happened in Spain. Daggis and I invited some friends, Ella-Mae Shearon and Ulla Stina, I forgot her last name. Okay. Anyway, some people in psychodrama, and we all went to Barcelona for 2 weeks, and we stayed in a very cheap hotel, and we hung microphones above the tables, and we basically just free floated for 2 weeks. Okay. We drank a lot, we read a lot, we had a lot of fun, we ate really good Spanish food, and we came up with the first 3 surrealistic psychodrama warm-ups that are in that book that you have.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So that was the real movement, but it was studying Jung and his active imagination, and then the surrealists who wanted, the Dadists actually, who wanted to destroy everything after the World War I. They wanted to destroy everything that had to do with culture. And then the surrealists saw this, and they wanted to rebuild a new culture with imagination and pointing the finger at weird things. And so that's how we got onto surrealism.
Yeah.
Oh, and then in 1979, we had just gotten back from Spain, I remember, and there was a big international psychodrama conference in Copenhagen. And Daggis and I went with Ella-Mae Shearon, and we weren't registered at the conference or anything. We just went. We registered ourselves. We made a big sign, very big sign. We got a time when we could rent a room, have a room. We got a big sign that said Surrealistic Psychodrama. No one knew what it was, but over the 2 weeks in Spain, I had written the first draft of the Surrealistic Psychodrama speech. So I gave this very long speech, made me dizzy. And then Daggis presented the very first Surrealistic Psychodrama Institute in Copenhagen in 1979.
Wow. Nice. So you did it as a surrealists do.
Yeah. We weren't invited. Nobody knew we were coming, and nobody knew who we were. And we just took it. Yeah.
Nice. And also, if I imagine Moreno would do something like that too, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And so can you give me some description or taste of how was psychodrama community at that times?
Well, we went to a lot of conferences at that time, and all the international conferences. And the psychodrama community was always friendly. They were open. And after we did the conference in Copenhagen, then we always had the surrealistic conferences, the surrealistic psychodramas at the international conferences too. And we started doing our own conference every year. And we did 5 of those. And the community was really open. It was really, Ella-Mae was in Cologne, Germany. Daggis worked a lot for her, and I worked for her too also in her institute. And then we had friends in Chicago, in Los Angeles, in Norway, Eva Roine in Norway. And so we went around. The first years, all we did is travel and do education and conferences. And now, actually, our whole relationship, we just traveled.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, and Inara Admanis was there too.
Inara was also there, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. She came, Inara came, the first time Inara saw Surrealistic Psychodrama, I think, was at the conference in Copenhagen.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, no, that's not true. When Daggis and I were living in New York, we had a psychodrama group, and Daggis invited friends from Sweden, and Inara came over, and Lena Scherberg, she's gone now. She sadly passed away, but other European psychodramatists came over to New York, and we had a 4 or 5 day workshop on surrealism, and that's where Inara first. It was in like 1978, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, I really do like, and I'm in my groups, I really use this lie interview from your book. That's a really great.
Name of it. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one, yeah. This is not a pipe.
Yeah.
The lie comes from Miro's Magritte's painting of "This is not a pipe."
Yeah, I know.
Which is a lie.
I can
because
show
it is a pipe.
It is a lie, yeah. I saw the pipe. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, I like this idea that it's somehow the bridge between what is and what is not true, and between two opposites.
Yeah, yeah.
Because in these times, not only in psychodrama, in world, I really feel that there is two opposites all the time, in a people, in me, and in the world too.
Yeah.
And how to get them two together.
Yeah.
Or live with them too, you know.
And the lie is never far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the psychodrama that Daggis did at the conference in Copenhagen.
Yeah. Wow. I would love to be there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And then the next one that we did, the first time I directed a psychodrama at a conference, I did from Miro.
Yeah.
Automatism.
Yes.
And that's where everybody gets in a circle and they just act out an impulse in the middle of a circle. Yeah. They can have a sound as anything, but no words, no explanation, just act out any influence. And everybody does it. And then they can act out a second one if they want to. And then you just pick a protagonist from that. from whatever their impulse was. And that's how Miro saw the world, from the childhood images of just acting out.
Yeah.
And out of those impulses, you get all the psychodramas you need. You just keep repeating the impulses over and over again. And the first picture comes, and it's my mother, or if it's my boyfriend or girlfriend, or my dead grandfather, or it's a dream I have.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the first Miro psychodramas I directed was in Stockholm, and with a Black woman from South Africa, and she had lived in Stockholm for many years, and she went into the middle, and she just went very strong down with both of her hands.
Okay.
And then she got back in the circle. And then the group chose her to do it, I think. I'm not sure. Or maybe she chose.
Yeah.
But I had her do that over and over again. And she put sounds to it, and she said, no, no. And we finally got the first scene, and it was her sitting on a subway, and she was tearing the newspapers out of the Swedes' hands and saying, look at me now. Look at me. Here's this Black woman, and everybody in Sweden is blonde.
Yeah.
And so we did this, and she acted out we acted out different scenes in Sweden. And then her last scene was her going back, riding on the tractor of her grandfather in South Africa, and just crying. And then I finally got a letter many years later from her. She had moved back to South Africa. She was happy, and she just wanted to thank me for the psychodrama. So the impulse is a very good psychodrama.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the impulse?
I have done it as a warm-up, without going far, just the impulse. You show an impulse, and then all group mirrors it back to you, and that's just a warm-up with like how you're feeling right now, and you are just showing. But I think I will have like a group this evening, and I really think I will try this impulse, because I have a group for a mother's role right now, and I think, well, the group is just starting. It's only second session, and to do something physical, not just talk a lot.
Yeah.
Start from the impulse. It's a very interesting. Well, I would love to try this.
Yeah.
To just take a protagonist with the impulse and just repeat it.
And then it's very childlike, because you don't put any pressure on the people. You just say, okay, can you do the impulse again?
Yeah.
And then you do it again, and you ask, is anything coming? They say, no. Can you do it? Do it again. Do it again. Finally, slowly, the pictures start to evolve, one picture after the other. And the psychodramatist just takes one image after the other. You don't think about the ending or anything. Just one picture, and then the next picture, and then the next picture, and then it all comes together. Yeah.
And I really feel that this is a really easy way to go into here and now state.
Yeah, yeah.
You just do, and you don't have to think. Just what comes up.
Yeah.
So I will try it for sure.
Good. You'll have fun.
Yeah.
Are you doing the group alone, or do you have a co-leader?
Yeah, I'm doing it alone, and I have a quite small group right now, just 3 participants. But we are still open because it's only second time, So
Yeah.
probably there will be somebody. But yeah, I thought that the group about mother's role is needed in
Yeah.
Latvia, because I think it's not only financial situation and political, but it's you know, the situation with the mother's role in a young woman's head is a lot to do with the no pregnancies or not wanting children, or
Oh,
very
yeah.
well, there's a lot of emotional things in it. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so I started this group with this
Well,
thinking.
you'll be good.
Yeah.
So what's your next question?
My next question is, I know that you were trained by Zerka too.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Well, I can't say I was really trained by Zerka, but I lived with Zerka
Oh.
for 3 years in New York. I left Germany to go live with Zerka for 3 years at her house and work on the original stage. And there I had my group on the stage, and I was in many groups with Zerka. But Zerka was a long ways away from surrealism. She was strictly Morenian, and that's all there was, and didn't go outside of the Morenian rules. She was there to talk Moreno, Moreno, Moreno. But she came to several of my sessions, and she criticized me sometimes, and which she's okay. But I mean, I think I learned. I think I learned more about the classical psychodrama from students that Zerka had taught rather than Zerka. I stayed with a woman in California, a wonderful, wonderful woman. And she was very old at the time. And she would start and direct her psychodramas total in sitting because she couldn't stand anymore. But she was just this sweet, sweet, sweet woman, totally honest, caring. She hugged the people. She led the most beautiful psychodramas I'd ever seen. And I learned so many things from Zerka's students, I think, more than Zerka. Daggis, though, was Zerka's lead, her favorite, I think. He was the youngest at the institute.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe you don't like this question, but how was Zerka? Because, I never met her. I just can't imagine. You say she criticized you a lot, but how was
Well,
she?
she didn't criticize me a lot, but she did criticize me, which is okay. And I understood it. She said, you can't do this because they might get a psychosis or whatever. And I just threw it away and said, well, so what? But if they get a psychosis, we'll work through it. And then, but how was Zerka?
Yeah.
She was the queen. I mean, and she knew it, and she liked being it. And she could be very, very cruel to people. But she had both feet in the psychodrama world, on the ground in the psychodrama world, the old world of Moreno, and what Moreno wrote in the book about the. Wait, I have to find it in the book.
Okay.
What Miro said about the impulse was when you act out an impulse, you have the naked person you had the whole person in their nakedness after acting out an impulse. So that was pretty spontaneity theater from Moreno.
Yeah.
The actors and the audience are now only creators. The old stage disappears, and in its place, the open stage. And that whole thing, that the participation of the audience, theater without spectators, that's where Zerka was brilliant. I mean, she wasn't good. She wasn't good with a lot of warm-ups or anything like that. That wasn't her thing. But leaving someone to act out. Oh, you can't see me.
Yeah, but now I can see you.
Yeah.
So it's all
But
right.
leaving the people to simply act out whatever they wanted, however they wanted, very easily, and it wasn't so dramatic as Daggis and I were, or the Surrealists were. The real psychodrama back then with this woman in California and with Circa, it wasn't about big, heavy dramas or stuff. It's every day just letting everybody talk about whatever they wanted and act that out and then get off the stage.
Yeah. So it's like a lifestyle psychodrama.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yeah. And I somehow feel it right now too. But people have to form a groups, come to the group, and then there's this lifestyle for 3 hours, and then you go home.
Yeah.
But for psychodramatists, it is a lifestyle, because I think psychodrama have this all philosophy that you somehow live by.
Yeah. There was also the Dali warm-up, I could never imagine, is also very good, but probably not so good for your mothers yet right now. But the last warm-up in the book is glued on superficially, that all of our whole existence is put on us, glued on us from the outside.
Yeah.
And that's a brilliant warm-up, because you do it in pairs. And if you can have people write down different things that they feel has been put on them by their mothers or their work or their fathers, by the society, by their ex-husbands, or the thought of being a mother, or what it means to be a mother, and the partner, and that person puts those things on their partner that they're feeling. And then the partner does the same thing. They put their feelings on the partner. And they sit down and share those things. And you try to take those things off in a psychodrama, one after the other. Try to figure out where did that come from? Who said that to you? And then you just have a quick dialogue and tell that person to get the hell out. I don't need this anymore. And then you go through, because there's so many things that are put on us, especially right now. I mean, the whole world is messed up now. And there's so many things from the outside that are being plastered on all of us from the outside. So taking the time and thinking about what belongs to me and what has been put on to me from the outside.
Yeah. That's also good for the mothers, actually, because that role, implies a lot from the outside. It's like you have to be this perfect woman.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's great. And is there something that you don't like in psychodrama?
Well, it's not that I don't like it, but When Douglas and I first started out, we went to a 2-week course. It was called Myers-Briggs course. Course, and it's a group. It's a philosophy about introverts and extroverts. And I always knew that I was an introvert, and Douglas was extreme extrovert. But we went to this course, and we found out just exactly how introverted I was, and I was way, way, way introverted. And Douglas needed to talk before he even understood what he wanted to say. So he was talking before anything was clear. And I had to think everything out in my head 10 times over before I said it. So what was very difficult for me as an introvert when I started working so much that I didn't have time to regenerate myself, because psychodrama takes a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you keep it in balance, Douglas and I, that's all we ever did was psychodrama. So we worked everywhere and on every continent. I never worked in India. Douglas loved India, but I never worked in India. But I mean, we worked everywhere. And so it was very, very demanding. And I think you have to take care of yourself first.
Yeah.
If I would do it again, I would take it easier now. Because I think that and Douglas's death, I think that put me in the place I'm at now, because I'm very introverted now. I don't have very many contact at all, except with Inara in Stockholm and a couple of my neighbors. But be aware about your needs as a psychodramatist, and don't let psychodrama push you. You have to keep control of what you can do.
Yeah. But it is really, as a theater, it's really like it have all of you inside, you know. Yeah. There is a really difficulty to see the border.
Yeah.
When working, because it's like, and it gives energy back, and you give and you take it somehow back too from the group.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I always got a lot of energy from psychodrama, and I'm very grateful for having more than 35 years in it. So, or 40 years in it. So, and the people are very nice. People were always very nice. Most of them.
Yeah. That's always like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, how psychodrama will look like in 20 years?
I don't have any clue.
How it changed now? How it changed now? What is your look?
Well, I only basically have contact through Inara and what I hear from Jolanta, that it's doing very well in Latvia.
Yeah.
And I have a little contact in Sweden, but I don't have any contact in Germany anymore. Or in America. So I really don't know. But psychodrama will survive, just like Gloria Gaynor said. Do you know who Gloria Gaynor is?
No, who she is?
This is the Black woman. I will survive.
Oh,
I will survive.
That woman. Okay, yeah, I know.
Yeah. So it will survive, but I don't know. I don't know how things are going to look in 5 years. I worry about 5 years right now.
Yeah. Well, I think psychodrama has a place in this world a lot right now.
Yeah.
Because somehow it feels like back in where the surrealism started, you know.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. I thought of that this morning. Yeah, it's good you say that. I think so too.
Mm.
We need to destroy all this that's going on now, start building it all up again, like
Yep.
the Daddists did, building something new again, because the trust is gone.
Exactly. And we should somehow come together again.
Yeah.
Because we are very split, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, your information is right. In Latvia, psychodrama is doing quite good, actually. And in
Good.
Baltics too, because,
Yeah.
well, Estonia is thriving a lot in psychodrama. And yeah, so the future looks great from
That's
my
good.
point of view.
That's good. Yeah, we need the active people, the young people to push it forwards.
Yeah. And somehow it's not a really easy job to do, but it's always interesting. And
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so yeah,
And the conferences were always fun.
exactly.
Yeah.
We will have a conference, Baltic Moreno Days in Tallinn this year. So August is August.
Well, you can send my greetings to everybody that remembers me.
I will. Actually, you can do it now by yourselves. Tell something to everybody that remembers you or that has only heard about you as I was. So you can tell something to everybody. What should they know? What should they think about when they are working with psychodrama and with surrealistic psychodrama too? Because those warm-ups that we were talking about, I'm not the only one that's doing them.
Good.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I should say.
But the stage is yours.
To everybody listening, I think just since I was one of the surrealistic psychodrama people, I think it's a good time to dig a bit deeper and cut away all this negative, really hostile, racist, fascist points of view. Kill Donald Trump if you want to on the psychodrama stage. That's what I would do. And Putin also. And start to build one positive thing after the other. You can only do one thing at a time. You can build one positive thing in a psychodrama after the other. So if you start tearing things down, what do you want to build up? And that's what I think I would say.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hope it wasn't too boring.
No, it wasn't. Now I'm thinking, can I publish this? But I think it's not very controversial because, about those deaths, people are talking a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you give this idea as a warm-up, for example, if you say in the middle of the group, there are all these feelings of hate and anger and distrust and fascism and racism and everything. Put all that in the middle, and then let the people react impulsively from Miro, their impulse. What do they feel? The impulse. And then from those impulses, take one or two positive things and build it into a beautiful psychodrama.
Yeah. Yes. And there is a lot to do with this.
Yeah.
Because well, we can talk about persons as Putin and Trump, but somehow there is a role of Putin and Trump inside of us too, sometimes, probably somewhere in the shadow.
I don't even want to think that.
Yeah, let's not go.
I think there is evil in the world. And
Yeah.
I really think those people are evil.
Yeah.
Trump is a total masochist. He's a fascist, an egotist.
Yeah.
Cares nothing about anyone but himself. And so I mean, if we have any of those inside us, then we should fight like hell not to let them out.
Yeah, of course. And well, it's like very extreme something, you know.
Yeah.
It's total evil. But
yeah.
So
but there's a lot of but if you get those people in them, you could have someone come up and play Trump, and then you get all of his followers around who are looking up to Trump and saying, yes, you're our God, you're our God.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then find out what those people are really thinking, who are playing these roles. Yeah. I mean, it's an awful, awful place to be.
It is. But, it's also very hard to see that you are evil if there's a lot of people who says to you, no, you're our king. You're good. You're a star,
Yeah.
This mirror, I think, disappears.
Yeah.
So, how can you know? No, well, in these times you can know. You can just go in Facebook or talk with somebody else. But do you want to? Yeah. Okay, this was a great warm-up for thinking how it is.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, very well. Thank you for the interview, and I hope you have a great life as a psychodramatist. And
thank you.
I hope your group with your mothers goes well.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mark. And I really feel that this conversation, this encounter with me, I feel really proud that we did it, because as you said, you are having this less contact with people. So I'm really thankful that you said yes to this conversation.
You made it very easy.
Thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you. And I think people who remembers you, and there are people in Latvia who really remember you, they will be really happy to see you in this conversation.
Yeah, I send my love to everybody who remembers me.
Okay. I will definitely tell them.
Keep the love.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Yeah.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, take care.